Welcome back. Today I wanted to talk to you about trusting the process. I know, we've heard that phrase tons of times, like trust the process, blah, blah, blah. But when we're actually doing the thing, it is really hard to trust the process. I thought about this last week when I went parasailing for the first time. Now, throughout my life, whenever I've been to the beach, I see people parasailing. That's when you're on a parachute, it's being pulled by a boat. Sounds and looks like fun, but I never thought to try it because it, I don't know, it didn't seem like it was me, and it seemed kind of scary. So last week I was in Mexico for the first time in my life, and I saw this happening on the beach, and I suddenly came with the urge of like, you know what, I want to try that. How often will I ever be in Mexico? This is my first time and I'm 50. So why not now? Why not here? And I convinced two other friends who were on this same trip to come try it also for their first time with me. So I didn't know what to expect. When we got onto the boat, they brought us into, pretty far from shore. And all we had to do was put on a harness. And then the captain of the little boat said, you two will just sit here on the edge of the boat, facing the boat, and do nothing. You're just gonna sit there, hold on, and enjoy. And that's exactly what parasailing is. I've spliced a little video of what it was like. And it made me, I guess it reminded me of the idea of why we have to trust the process. And I know for parasailing, I didn't have to train for it or do anything specific, but I had to trust the process that the person running the boat, that he's been doing it all day long, every single day, for God knows how many months and how many years. So he knows how to manage the parachute, the wind, how fast to drive the boat so that we could lift up gently into the air and pull us back down gently without us dropping too quick. It was about me and my friend trusting the process, that the process is in place and it works. And I wanted to remind you about trusting the process because it matters even right now through insomnia, something that a lot of people go through in menopause. I know I've been working through it. It's gotten better, but it's the idea of also trusting the process. So when I first started having my insomnia issues with my hormonal changes, I was fighting myself. So not trusting the process. Our body, naturally, it's just biological, wants and needs to sleep. But once we start thinking and fighting the sleep, which is like, oh my God, am I gonna fall asleep? How am I gonna feel tomorrow if I don't fall asleep? So the more I would obsess over not sleeping or the possibility of not sleeping, I would jerk myself awake. I would jerk myself awake, or I would be constantly thinking about what would happen if I didn't sleep. And essentially, I wasn't trusting the process of letting my body do what it needs to do. I wasn't relaxing into the process. And as I've mentioned in some of my Instagram posts and some of the emails, in case you're not on my email list, please do sign up. I talked about how I went to get help from a cognitive behavioral therapist specialized just in insomnia. And part of it was doing a couple steps such as restricting my time in bed and going to bed a little later, waking up a little earlier, so causing my body to have a stronger sleep drive so that when I was in bed that I would sleep longer or fall asleep because I'd be so tired. So that's one process that I started with. And then currently the therapist has me going through really something that we have to be doing throughout our lives. It's more of a mindfulness relaxation process. So it's working. I'm sleeping mostly through the night. I still wake up, but the idea of things improving is that it doesn't happen overnight. And even with meditation, we are doing it. We won't feel like all of a sudden 24 hours later, oh my God, it worked, I'm totally relaxed. It is a slow, gradual building process of your body and your mind, trusting the process and gently making a shift. I think my favorite analogy to that is with the sunrise. So in the morning, when the sun's coming up from the horizon, it doesn't just go from nighttime to daytime. it starts peeking over the horizon. And then slowly, if you're even taking a walk outside during this time, you know, it's slowly getting brighter. And then all of a sudden you notice it's daytime. And that's the idea of trusting the process. And I just wanted to give you one more example of kind of relaxing and just going through the steps. And before you know it, you'll see that you're on the other side or at your goal. I've been working since January with a few remote clients on getting to their first push-up. These are women over 50. And right now, for most of them that I've been working with, they believe they have very little upper body strength. So they're starting off at a level to try to do a push-up that's really maybe at their chest level. So a kitchen counter or a tall mantelpiece. So every week for about 2 or 3 times a week, they started out with twice a week and now they've been at 3. Just for a couple minutes, not even like an hour. I'm talking about for these 2 or 3 times a week, they're doing this exercise for about 2 to 3 minutes. They started at a high level to try to do their push-ups. And gradually over time, as that got stronger, I have them coming down a little lower and then a little bit lower. And I just witnessed them doing a traditional push-up from the floor. And remember, at the beginning of this year, I don't think any of them thought that they'd be able to do it because they've never been able to do it for the over 50 years that they've been on this earth. And this is completely a perfect example of trusting the process. Just putting the work in little by little, starting from up here. They were at their push-ups little by little until they're all at the push-up, traditional push-up on the floor. So whether it's push-ups, insomnia, parasailing, just trust the process, trust yourself, and do the work. I hope that helps. Let me know if you like this post. Just feel free to like or subscribe, and I'll talk to you next time.